Hi everybody and welcome to a new series I'm trying out. You may have seen my 10 subscribers video, seeing how many views it has, probably not. But there I talked about new things I wanted to do and one of them was general reviews. And I've seen a few movies recently, so I thought now would be a good time to do some movie reviews. Seeing as this first one's going to come out around Christmas and it's the most recent film that I've seen, I decided to make this one about Frozen. For those who don't know, it's the latest Disney animation. It's very loosely based on the Hans Christian Andersen tale of the Snow Queen. Very loosely based. I'm gonna just tell the story and give my opinions of things on the way. There will be spoilers. So how does Frozen start? Well, there are two sisters, Elsa and Anna, two princesses. Elsa, the eldest, is born with the ability to create ice and snow. So when they're young, they have fun with this, until Elsa accidentally hurts Anna. Their parents discover this and take them to some trolls, who manage to cure Anna, and also take away the memory of Elsa having these powers at all. They suggest that Elsa be kept away, just to make sure that no one else gets hurt. Of course, because it's Disney, the parents die. I say of course because it's Disney, but actually it really works. It gives a lot of depth to Elsa's character, because it means that her being shut away is her idea, her decision, which just adds another layer to her. So when she finally comes out for her coronation, and Elsa and Anna have had all this time apart and they've grown quite distant and Anna doesn't know why, you can see there's still something there. But then you always see this part of Elsa that's thinking, oh no, I can't get close to her again because I might hurt her again. It's a really good internal conflict for Elsa. I really enjoyed seeing that play, even in the first 10 minutes. Anna's story is actually equally enjoyable. Her parents have died, her sister shut herself away, the castle gets shut down, so she's on her own for years and years and years. So when the coronation comes around, she's finally allowed out and there's this big deal about the gates opening and this gorgeous song showing the differences between the sisters' reactions to the gates opening. It's fantastic. While Anna is out exploring this world that she's relatively new to, she meets a man called Hans. I wanted to like this character so much. They form a connection almost immediately. They have that typical Disney romance. They sing a song together, and literally at the beginning of the song they've pretty much only just met, and by the end of the song they're engaged. It kind of poked fun at the Disney convention of making characters fall in love in the blink of an eye. And even just afterwards, when Anna goes to tell Elsa that she's engaged to Hans, Elsa says, but you've only just met him, how can you possibly be getting married? It was taking these conventions and basically saying what audiences have been saying for a fair few years now, that doesn't happen. Elsa basically forbids Anna from getting married to Hans, which leads into a big blowout. Elsa loses control to the point where she accidentally shows her powers to the kingdom. So it's Anna's job to go and find her sister, bring her back, and return everything to normal. On her way to find Elsa, Anna runs into Christophe, who is an ice salesman. I like that they didn't drag that joke out. He says it, she reacts to it like, oh yeah, rough business to be in at this time, wow, sorry about that. And that's it, really. Anna meets Christophe in this shop with one of my favourite characters ever, I think. I'm just gonna play a clip of it here.
Big summer blowout, half-off swimming suits, clogs, and a sunbalm of my own invention, yeah?
I would love a spin-off with that guy. Someone make it happen. So Anna's met Christophe. She persuades him to go with her to find her sister. He's an experienced hiker, he's experienced with the mountains, he has supplies, and he has a reindeer called Sven. It was obviously taking a leaf out of Tangled's book with the horse, which I'm just gonna say right now, I didn't get the horse in Tangled. To me it was just a horse acting like a dog. But thankfully the reindeer was definitely much more played down. He provides one of Christophe's funniest quirks. He's given it a voice. And it's so funny, and again it doesn't overkill the joke. So that's one story arc we get after the initial revelation of Elsa's powers. Another story we get follows Elsa, who decides to seclude herself away. She builds an ice castle during easily the best song in the film. I cannot stop playing it. I even got my friend who's a singer to record a cover of it, which I'll link to. It was here that I really started to warm to the animation. ironically, where she's building an ice castle. I've never really been a fan of the Disney 3D animation that isn't Pixar. I think the textures need a bit of work. On the humans, the scenery is good. I mean, it's great. Just sort of skin textures, it looks a bit fake. It looks too sort of plasticky and shiny. The animation during this sequence, however, is absolutely mind-blowingly gorgeous. I was so entranced by it, I couldn't eat my popcorn. That's how good it is. I could bang on and on about Let It Go because it's far and away my favourite song. And this is packed full of really, really good songs. The writers of the soundtrack are the same people who did Avenue Q and Book of Mormon, and it shows. They're big when they need to be, and they're cute when they need to be, they're sappy when they need to be, and they're quirky when they need to be. It hits almost every note perfectly. I will not hear a bad word said against the soundtrack. The third story that's happening is Hans taking care of the town. It's kind of a minor subplot. I'll talk about another character because he becomes the antagonist of that storyline, which is I don't know what he is, like the mayor or something of Wesselton. He states that he is a bad guy right from the start. He is such a pointless character. He's not memorable, he's not funny, he's not even that evil. He states he's evil, but he never really does evil things. The only really evil thing he does is send his two henchmen out to kill the Snow Queen. And even then, all we see is the two henchmen who have even less personality than he does. They don't even succeed. They don't even come close. So what's the point? I think it was just to have an antagonist. I think it would have worked absolutely fine with just the conflict of Elsa and Anna. I didn't think there was any need for an antagonist at all. And I'll talk more about this towards the end. Anna's horse returns back to the town without Anna, so Hans goes to rescue her. Anna, meanwhile, has formed somewhat of a bond with Christophe. It's a very natural one, and it's very, very sweet. I really, really like their relationship. It's very realistic in that there's no googly eyes, there's no batting of the eyelashes. There's not even really any flirting, it's just those two being themselves together, and it works. On their way, they meet Olaf, the snowman, who is a character that Elsa used to build out of snow when they were kids, but now he can walk and talk and he has sentience. I was so prepared to hate this character, and I just couldn't. He could have been the most obnoxious little prick. I think it's purely because of Josh Gad, the voice actor. I know him from Book of Mormon and I've seen him do a few other things. He's very, very good at being hammy and subtle at the same time, and it works so well here. The biggest laughs I had came from Olaf. So Anna and Christophe finally reach Elsa, and Anna goes to talk to her and asks her to come back to reverse the conditions on the kingdom. This annoyed me for completely stupid reasons. I think I had it in my head that Elsa wasn't a snow queen, she was a waterbender. So I thought, yeah, why can't Elsa just unfreeze it? That's easy. Forgetting, of course, that not every universe operates by the Last Airbender logic. So Anna basically says, now I know this, we can work together to keep this under control and make people understand. You can see Elsa's really swayed by this. She obviously really wants to go back, but she can't because she has very little control over this power and she doesn't want anyone else, especially Anna, getting hurt. Ironically, this argument causes Elsa to lose control and hurts Anna again. Hans catches up to them in all this and captures Elsa and takes her back to the kingdom. Christophe finds Anna and takes her to the trolls, who it turns out basically raised him. They imply that her and Christophe should get together in this very, very catchy song. It's called Fixer Upper. Again, it takes a Disney convention of, I love you because you're perfect, and turns it on his head. They're saying, hey, he's a bit of a fixer-upper, she's a bit of a fixer-upper, but together they could be alright. It's a really realistic message, and I really, really appreciated that. Turns out because she was hit in the heart, her heart is now frozen, and it's not possible for them to cure her. The only thing that can cure her is an act of true love. What they take this to mean is she has to go back to Hans and kiss him. The ending meanders around a lot. There are a lot of twists and turns. Of the twists and turns, one I absolutely loved One I absolutely despised. I'll talk about the one I loved first. This act of true love that will cure Anna. She thinks it's Hans at first, but because of the twist I don't like, she realises, oh, actually, it's Christophe that I'm in love with. Anna sees that Elsa is in trouble, so she goes to save her, and in the process, she loses the opportunity to be saved. The iciness overcomes her, and she gets frozen. This is the act of true love that cures her. Her love for her sister. Yes! Disney, yes! Love isn't always romantic. Love can be platonic. Love can be familiar. It can just be an act of selflessness for someone that you care about. I nearly leapt out of my seat and cheered. However, the plot twist I don't like, Hans turns out to be a villain. He just did all that to get the kingdom in his control. It's a pathetic excuse for a pathetic twist. It was made even worse for me because where I thought they were going with it was when Anna realised she was in love with Christophe, she would have to actually talk to Hans and say, I think what I have with Christophe is love. I really don't think that's what I have with you, so I'm going to have to break it off. And then maybe they could talk about what is that connection that they had then, because they did have a very strong connection, or at least it seemed like they had a very strong connection. Maybe it means that Anna and Hans are just going to be really good friends. That's something you don't see in a Disney film, is a guy and a girl being best friends with absolutely no romantic inclination there whatsoever. I was really looking forward to that, but that never happened because Hans was just the bad guy. Really? So overall, I loved Frozen. I thought it was a really stunning movie. Even though the last third had issues and it has some pointless characters in it, for the most part, the characters that actually served the story were interesting, were funny, were engaging, were likeable. The animation was great, particularly on the scenery, on the ice and the snow. The music, stellar. I could go on about that forever. Very, very good storytelling up until the end, and even that had a very, very good moment to offset the bad moment. I wish I could go see it again right now, to be honest. Have a very Merry Christmas, guys. Have a Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the next video, whatever it may be. Bye!